Welcome back into the Awesemo YouTube channel, guys. My name's Geoff Ulrich, bringing you some Jock Market picks for the NFL action on Week 13. And if you haven't heard, Jock Market has turned fantasy sports into a stock exchange. Forget waiting until the end of the game for your payouts. Jock Market allows you to buy and sell shares of players in real time for real money with guaranteed payouts. All of your shares at the end of the night. They have daily markets in NBA, MLB, NHL, and PGA. You can make real money every hour, every minute, every second of any match or game. Use that pre-game IPO to pick up shares of your favorite players, then buy, sell, or hold during the game based on your own analysis. That is the best part. Download the app to get started and use our exclusive Awesemo promo code. That's Awesemo for up to a $50 bonus on your first deposit. This is an exclusive offer only for the Awesemo community, so make sure to take advantage of it today. That's Awesemo for a $50 bonus. Now let's get to these Week 13 picks. First player I want to talk about, it's a big one. It's Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. And look, I mean, people a little bit down on Lamar after last week, 4 interceptions. Everybody saw that game, but this is a really, really sneakily good matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to be missing some of their best defensive players this week. Joe Hayden is out. Cameron Haywood is questionable. Jackson's sentiment, again, a little bit low here off that game. You should be able to maybe get him for just a little bit less than you normally would in the Jock Market IPOs. You got to love that. Pittsburgh defense, too. They have been an absolute shambles of late. 78 points against in their last 2 games. They've been getting smoked on the ground as well, which we love with Lamar Jackson. 5.8 yards per carry over the last 3 games is what the Steelers have allowed in the rushing department. Justin Herbert went for 90 yards rushing against them 2 weeks ago. Lamar should push for close to over 100 yards on the ground alone in this game. We have Lamar rated as not only the top projected quarterback in the Awesemo projections this week, but we also have him for going over 70 yards rushing. It's a big spot for Lamar Jackson. I would definitely pay up for him in the IPOs this week. I think it's a good spot, underrated, and again, that sentiment a little low. Should help you get in cheap. Second pick this week, let's go to the Washington football team. And a player I really like this week, I think even going a little bit under the radar too, is Antonio Gibson. This guy had 36 touches last week, and nobody seems to be talking about him. They all want to talk about these injury replacement running backs, but Antonio Gibson going to be in a great spot here too. Washington rushes the ball the fourth most per game of any team in the league right now, and Las Vegas Raiders been in the bottom 10 of most rushing defensive metrics for most of the year here. So it's a very, very good matchup just on paper. But the biggest appeal here is J.D. McKissic is out for the Washington football team. That is going to open up more snaps for Antonio Gibson. We saw what happened last game when McKissic went out. Antonio Gibson racked up those passing targets, 7 passing targets for him last week. He converted all of them into catches as well. And got the Vegas offense a little bit banged up here. Washington's in a good spot. They're playing well. There's a very good chance we see the football team end up ahead at the end of this game. That's only going to be more carries for Antonio Gibson here. And with players like Alex Madison, Jamal Williams getting a bunch of heat because of those injuries I mentioned, I don't even think Antonio Gibson's IPO is going to get too crazy. Love targeting him on Jock Market this week in the IPOs. Get on him early here because if Washington takes the lead, he's just going to keep seeing the carries. Last pick for the week. We're going to go a little bit crazy here for this one. A player who's got really, really low sentiment on him coming into Week 13. It's DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, we're trying to call bottom here on a player with very low sentiment. We've seen the Seahawks offense the last couple weeks. It has not looked good. It's actually looked terrible. But let's remember here, DK Metcalf, a very, very high-end fantasy player. He's already posted 3 games with at least 90 yards and at least 1 touchdown in 2021. And in 2020, he had 6 games with at least 90 yards and a touchdown. So this is a player who's very capable of going off against anyone. He's got 4 touchdowns in 5 career matchups against the San Francisco 49ers as well. Had a 12 reception, 161-yard game against them last year too. San Francisco, they've played better and they look good against the pass, but it's really just been a product of their rushing offense being very productive. They don't have that many athletes in the back. And again, Metcalf has taken advantage of that in the past as well. I like going back here. The sentiment's going to be really low. You should be able to pick up shares of DK Metcalf very cheap this week on Jock Market. And I think this is time to call bottom. He's not going to stay down for too long. So let's recap here. We got Lamar Jackson. We got Antonio Gibson. We got DK Metcalf, hopefully for a big bounce back game. Those are going to be our 3 picks for Jock Market in Week 13. Before you leave, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the Awesemo YouTube channel if you haven't already. And most importantly, have yourself a great Week 13 of the NFL season. I'm Geoff Ulrich. and we'll talk to you soon.